what's an
MRB.
An MRB, and I was right, Mary
Related
Jane
business.
related business,
Yep,
right?
Fun fact: CLTV is that because we make content.
And so you want to make sure too that there is a little bit of protection between the individual and the business. I think that's important in this industry.
You want to separate yourself from
because you're going to be an MRB whether you like it or not. Is that correct? Or there are ways to avoid it?
Definitely. If you decide to not be stupid and don't tie your name to your website and make it easily to find when somebody just looks it up and they're like, oh, this is all weed, then it usually works a little better. But also, if you have the right bank, certain banks, if you talk to the right person and they actually look and they're like, oh, you're not touching the plant in any way. No, you're not an MRB. Some people don't care. It's literally the bank managers, I've come to realize. I went to 4 places, and one of them finally was like, you don't touch the plant at all? You don't sell seeds? Nothing? I'm like, no. Like, how are you an MRB? Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not. I'm like, okay, well, we'll get you set up and registered, and you'll be fine. It makes no sense why this would be the case. And banks treat you differently. It's a lot harder to navigate, even getting a debit card and credit through the bank at all. And then anytime there's transactions that come in, they're like quadruple checked, and should be 5 to 7 business days, but it'll take 13 business days on average, because it's like they want to make sure it's not some funny stuff. And honestly, in that case too, it could put you in a federal situation because they could report you to the IRS over $10,000 in transactions, and then now you're an MRB, and they're going to double down and look at you. And if you are touching the plant in any sort of way, you better make sure that you consider those plant count police being a real thing, because there's definitely been some situations in the past that can relate to that. So tying yourself directly to the business is forced, it's mandatory, but being the business is not. You can be limited liability company, a small corporation, depending on how the size of the company, a corporation. That's a whole nother area of business that we won't this isn't a business channel, won't get into, but that's a great point, is getting the business formulated before you even get into the networking, because let's say you land a big client and everything you're doing, you're liable for now. You're screwed.
So, many would say you don't want to be categorized as an MRB, right? So like taking that grow room company, for example, right? Your brand name, would you want to do Canna Designs, Canna Grow Room Designs, or would you rather have a business name that's like Gardening Designs, right? And branch out more, so you're not just working in the canna industry, but you're also gardening as a whole, right? So that's
very important.
I would say a way to avoid being an MRB, but like that certainly helps, right? Because it's not just one particular plant. You're with all the plants there, and you're keeping it out of your brand name.
Yes,
I think if you're advertising in that niche, it's still, people will get it if it's garden.
Well, and I think the key
gardening designs.
Yeah,
that's it.
And you just work with dance companies.
Any contractor, contractor who's trying to do garden designs, I don't even think you should put yourself in that niche either. You're a contractor. You're a carpenter. You work with wood, so you are I'm going to say pigeons contracting.
Yeah, you don't
and
need to.
Let's go but this is why I think, okay, so we're leaving it out of the name. We're avoiding MRB.
You could do a DBA. You can get doing business as oftentimes too. So your LLC could be, boring brown company, green company, wheat company, and then the other side is Glenn's Dank Grow Shop or something, or Grow Spaces or something. And it's not, you don't even get signed in as that as often.
That's where I was thinking. So when we go to start to make a name for ourselves, that's when we start to
becomes a thing
and expand in regards to, Pigeon's contracting. Okay. He actually, and also does really great jobs in the garden.
Yeah.
And, that's where you can come off and, maybe on an Instagram page, you could separate the Pigeons contracting and have another page that's called Pigeons Crazy Garden Designs or something.
And your checks never come in that name.
That's
your
right.
Checks just never come
in.
Exactly.
And so you can always show like, hey, to a contract or to a client saying that, I do backyard patios and I do decks and I did a great pair of stairs, but check out this.
Yeah, look at this.
And then you've got this. So making a name for yourself, I really think that's your next step, because you need to attract clientele,
brand authority.
And the best way to do that is, in my opinion, doubling down on the things that you love to do, even if it's in your subsection.
This FTS clip was brought to you by AC Infinity, leaders in garden innovation.
Use discount code TheStash15 at checkout to save some money on your order.
From the Stash Podcast.